My spoon's too big. My spoon is too big. My spoon is too big. I am a banana!
With his beaver cap and his checkered tie, let's see what he has to say. What's he got for us this time? They're probably Blu-ray.
Aficionados, Chris.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Aficionados, Chris.
It's a comfort measure.
Aficionados,
Shine the lights, shoot the camera, smile for the world in panorama. He likes to impersonate Gottfried.
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and today I want to ask you all a question. Who do you think are some of the most influential people in animation? I can guarantee that names like Walt Disney, Chuck Jones, and Hayao Miyazaki came immediately to mind for a lot of you. But today I want to talk about someone who I think is not only one of the most influential animators of all time, but easily one of the greatest filmmakers of this generation, Don Hertzfeldt.
With a career spanning 2 decades, Don Hertzfeldt has created 11 animated films. These include cult classics like Rejected, experimental films such as The Meaning of Life, and avant-garde features like It's Such a Beautiful Day. His films have won him critical acclaim, over 250 awards, and he currently holds the record of most films to have competed at the Sundance Film Festival.
And the most inspiring thing about all of this is that he's managed to create so many beautiful works of art without the assistance of computers.
The bulk of Hertzfeldt's filmography was shot using a 1940s 35mm Richardson animation camera, which is believed to be one of the last fully functioning cameras of its kind in the world. In fact, World of Tomorrow was the first film he's ever produced entirely digitally. When discussing the debate about hand-drawn versus digital animation, Don Hertzfeldt added, "Many people assume that because I shoot on film and animate on paper, I must be doing things the hard way, when in fact my last 4 movies would have been visually impossible to produce digitally. The only thing that matters is what actually winds up on the big screen, not how you got it there. You could make a cartoon in crayons about a red square that falls in unrequited love with a blue circle, and there wouldn't be a dry eye in the house if you knew how to tell a story."
And that for me is what makes Hertzfeldt's films stand out so much, is that he can take something as simple as a stick figure and tell some of the most emotional, funny, and thought-provoking films out there, proving that you don't need Pixar money to tell a good story. And what also makes him a great artist is the amount of respect and appreciation he has for his fans, because without them, this Blu-ray that I'm about to talk about wouldn't even be possible. That's right, today we're going to be talking about the newly released Don Hertzfeldt Blu-ray, titled It's Such a Beautiful Day, named after the feature film of the same name, but also includes a bunch of other great Don Hertzfeldt short films. As stated earlier, this is the result of a very successful Kickstarter campaign that Hertzfeldt launched quite a while ago, but he was gracious enough to have extra copies made specifically for people like myself who missed out on that Kickstarter and wanted to own these films in their collection. This Blu-ray is only available exclusively on Don Hertzfeldt's personal website, bitterfilms.com, but we'll get more into that later. Despite on the cover it seems to imply that the only film on here is the feature film It's Such a Beautiful Day, this is really more akin to like what I would call the essential Don Hertzfeldt collection, because he's got quite a lot, in fact a total of 7 animated features on here, 6 shorts and 1 full length. The films included in this release, besides the titular It's Such a Beautiful Day, are The World of Tomorrow, which was his Oscar-nominated film from last year, Wisdom Tooth, The Meaning of Life, his 2 student films, which are Lily and Jim and Billy's Balloon, as well as, of course, the fan favorite, Rejected. The picture quality for these films is absolutely stunning, 2 of which are actually so beautifully done they were actually restored into 4K, those being The Meaning of Life and Rejected. And for me personally, because, well, I'm so used to seeing these films online, especially Rejected, these have never looked any better. I don't usually say this about a lot of films, but they look brand new. Like they could have been made yesterday. That's how good the resolution for these films is. Which is astonishing considering that these films vary in source material. Some are on 16mm, some are from a 35mm, or in the case of World of Tomorrow, completely digital, which really to date it's the only one that he's done completely digitally, unless you count that Simpsons couch gag. I can't even believe a short film like Rejected, which is over 15 years old, if you can believe that, would even get restored into 4K. So that's really all I can say about the picture quality, so how about the audio? Really, there's not much I can say except that they sound great. The most noteworthy thing is that The World of Tomorrow has a 5.1 audio track that hasn't been heard since it was screened in theaters. And finally, what do we have for bonus material in this set? We technically only have one extra, which is an interview with Don Hertzfeldt from last year at the Austrian Film Museum. And I say technically because there are 2 surprises thrown into this Blu-ray that I just don't want to spoil for the lot of you. But trust me, those 2 surprises are easily worth the price of this set, especially if you're a fan. And besides all that, we actually have something really awesome with this set, is that Don Hertzfeldt has thrown in a couple goodies for us, which we'll share right now. Is that inside the Blu-ray, he's included a World of Tomorrow poster art card of sorts. And we also have what Don Hertzfeldt calls a strange booklet, which of course, just like the poster art card, is centered around the short film World of Tomorrow. You might have also noticed that on the inside we actually have some back cover artwork, which I don't see a lot these days unless you're a Shout Factory title. You can see right there it actually depicts one of the final scenes from It's Such a Beautiful Day. All around, in case my enthusiasm and my big history lesson for all of you wasn't evidence enough, this is a great release and highly worth picking up. If you're a fan of Don Hertzfeldt, it's a no-brainer. You must own this set. If you're a fan of animation, it's certainly worth picking up or at least checking out. However, if you are looking into getting this set or you want to put it off, I wouldn't do that because once these are gone, they're gone. I do not believe there's going to be a second run of these, so I would act fast if I were you, like I did. You can pick these up on his website, bitterfilms.com, for $30, and that includes shipping, and considering what you get, 7 films, bonus features, and all that great extra content, I think it's worth the price you pay. And it certainly beats spending $70 to $100 later on eBay. That's really all I have to say about It's Such a Beautiful Day, the Don Hertzfeldt Blu-ray, or as I'd rather call it, the Essential Don Hertzfeldt Collection on Blu-ray. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Welcome to the Family Learning Channel. And now, angry ticks fire out of my nipples.